All right. Welcome back to Of Scribes and Men. I am the Mad Poet now of 2000. And yes, we are continuing with volume 12. This is where I start picking up more forms, start experimenting with more forms, leading up into me knowing essentially 31 poetic forms. That is this volume, which is what we're about to get into. And like 11, like 11, I have named all the styles of poetry so that you understand what form is supposed to be what form. Unlike, I should have done that from 1 to 10. I didn't, but I digress. Let's get into it. Creatures traveling along the forest path, amidst winding trees, where dark shadows lie, all in order to escape the fire's wrath. Once a home where many would live and die, from raising the young to helping the old, now it lit ablaze across the twilight sky. Just the way of nature, so they were told, old things must pass, so nature can renew, as beauty returns for all things, for all to behold. So onwards they now go towards the new, into the places they have never been, now with all things to forever ensue. Know not when to return back to the green, as they walk the streets where all colors show, to adapt to a place many convene. Questions of debate, to stay or to go, with conflicted thoughts now rising within, and cries of families wanting to know. To stay in the city, is it a sin? When the sound of the green begins to call, echoing voices of fay in your kin. How many years for the forest to fall? How many more for plants to embrace, with the sounds of those who would go enthrall? So now a divide to form in its place, the call of the courts to settle debates, as the old and new come making their case, to settle the score and settle their fates. Finally, by the end, they made a deal, signed forever on the posts of the gates. Now through the glamour to question what's real, a bridge of two worlds in all that they feel. Amidst the twilight of the shadows glow, among the watchful eyes that lurk and see, with all the secrets the hidden know. Beware the sound of footsteps where none go, as they seek their prey with their cries of glee, amidst the twilight of the shadows glow. Run, run away from the pursuit of your woe, away from this place forever now flee, with all the secrets the hidden know. Never to others to open and show the book in hand and the secrets that be, amidst the twilight of the shadows glow. A breath to relax away from your foe, for how could you know and never foresee, with all of the secrets the hidden know? Now the cool of the night's air in your chateau, the cry of the wind, beware the banshee, amidst the twilight of the shadows glow, with all the secrets the hidden know. I'm going to name this the secrets the hidden know. The secrets the hidden know. There was a lady who sat on the floor to seek attention that she longed for. She then would go and tease, with her cravings to appease, for men to go drool at her door. Time is an echo of eternity's flow. Its passage will fade on its own time to go. It is only a thing because everything dies, an illusion in this world under its guise. Along the beach covered in shells, tales of a mermaid place where she dwells, as sailors are wary of stories they're told, for who would be so insane and incredibly bold? Men who bleed in their rage with eyes of hate, weapons of war among shouts and cries and hate. Laughter was the sound of the man insane with his state, with tables adorned with objects he'd hate. The sage told tales of prophecies of men's fate. Would they drown the sound of the truth they'd hate? Sound of kings whose greed desired everything great, with tempers of men boiled up in their hate. Through sounds of the smith and all he'd create, with the forges that burn like the fires of hate, would peace come to the one who acquired a mate, to chase away the loneliness that created his hate. Oh, scribes and men, how would you dictate the sound of all men who come at you in hate? I'm gonna call this one in hate. Why not? Within the valleys that parted with the flow of the river, as earthquakes would shake in the embrace of every shiver, the escape of a sigh from the thigh of a courtesan's hip. Matters of thunder that would escape from the sky as men held their breath to hear the sounds of divine messages to herald in. Started with one when a man won while racing against his son to show how it's all done as they played and had their fun. Near the path into a moonlit sky, inside a clearing many do lie, glowing under the starlight, held in a moment of beauty and sight, to watch as the clock strikes midnight. There should be a thing there. Dawn comes with the morning sun. Across the fields the light shines on, yellow patches with rays now done. Life's state of entropy and a battle to the bed, for sleep to come and overtake and rest my little head. As once I was a friend to dreams brought in the night, now to try and stay awake it becomes a sorry sight. Autumn's harvest shift, for a plateful of plenty, festivals begin. In the night where dreams confide, in the night where ideas reside, in the night where peace might hide, in the night for sleep defied, to the night where thoughts collide, in the night some have gone to hide, to the night and the moon on high, within the night as lovers moan and sigh, in the night with activities out of sight, in the night to call it friends one might, in the night guided by the moonlight, this is where I long to go back and be, and away from the morning light to see. A moment of time for a tale of lore, of a child and the whore, of the innocent and the lost, as one learns to live and the other learns the cost. The wisdom of the wise is the lessons they learn, where the fool seeks to be given and never to earn. Yet, between the wise and the fool there isn't a divide, for a fool becomes wise with experience by their side. Why must we defend the ways of the mad as we lift up and comfort the ones who are sad? Yet insanity can come for both for a share. To take care of such issues would any now dare? All the king's men now trapped in a lair, in a cage of a dragon within his affair. No men would come, as no one would see the truth of the dragon and the king that would be. Raining down from the sky, along its rays, no asking why, yonder still to the west to lie. Styles of the wild stretched out through the day, between breaks and moments for many to play. Before time itself then comes to distract, and in a panic causes us to fumble and act. The soft moon shining high, silken touch of light's embrace, more precious than palace jade, where dreams come into this place. Upon the ocean's tides, pulled as the moon's guides, balanced in all things, like fate in its red strings. A breath of relief into the air, finally laying back without care, proud tasks completed and done, now rest under the moon and sun. Journeys come and journeys go, like waters ebb and flow, for many stories go on by that are washed by the ones on high. A moment of respite for a bit of delight, in a place for some rest, knowing you have done your best. Romance in the air when cherry blossoms bloom during spring, pink petals raining down through blissful moments of the month, beauty and longing, yet never a chance to hold or embrace. Rising of the dawn along the eastern waters, will you guide the day again? People awaken, following familiar paths till the night begins to break. The moon casts a shadow along the lunar light's flow, walking along the terrace halls as auspicious moments calls. That should be along the terrace halls as auspicious moments go. There we go. That's a proper Jueju. Jueju? How do you even say that in is it Mandarin, Cantonese? Regardless, but yeah, that should be a proper one now. Echoing bells as chimes ring, a moment of service to sing. Along the choir in a line, music flowing like a glass of wine. A place out of time as all things fade, to the sound of music across the glade. Reality gone, now escaped from it all, never to go back as long as you stall. You thought the devil had horns, that was a lie. He slipped inside of Eden, a serpent sly. He's smart and cunning, tempts you before you die. Each desire higher before fire, the last thing in your eye. Let me gift you with an addiction, with the 7 sins as an addition. Pick your poison, throw your toys in, and let the friction of your addiction begin. The chorus of birds through their migration in the changing air, some into colder climates and others into warmer air. How free the air must be to the ones who have been gifted flight. A herd of horses galloping like the thunder, as storms across the land, kicking up the earth and dust, stampeding freely before riders have their way. The ghostly bell chimes to the wailing of the dead. Apparitions come as ghost riders in the sky go let out their mournful cry. Awaken the sleeper with tidings to bear unto the maiden in a tower so fair, who needs no rescue as a mage so adept, with magical secrets in a room where she slept. The still waters running deep, where all mysteries sleep, the moon sees its reflection now under protection, ripples from the flower petals before the stillness settles, peace across the land where good emperors stand. The snow begins to fall along the palace wall, beauty in its white essence before spring's fluorescence. Among a field where many things lie, a fear to touch and a fear to try, to go about each day by day, before embracing some use and play. Shallow words by those who can't hear, struck by system causing fear, before ending up entirely displaced as they find themselves hunted and traced. Fallen flower petal on the floor, traced by seasons at the door, will you awake or then sleep, knowing what nature's seasons keep? Lullabies of water under the moonlight's midnight glow, rippling sounds of relaxation to a sleeping state. Yet even so I walk the shores awake in dreaming wonder. This is the first Klon Suphap I did, I think. I am pretty sure it is. Yes. The valleys beneath high mountains, towards certain fountains gone by, besides the waters flowing in, holding deep within ruined sky. As we heard a trumpet sound going all around land and sky, where lovers once would go and to lay till the dawning day as they'd sigh. Of what value of time to be, in all things to see how they fly, and go and have our sweet embrace in our home and place when we die. And if you don't know what a Klon Suphap is, I've done a video on that. It's on the Thai poetry. Upon the hollow where shadows now lie, betwixt the graves of ghostly sounds in sight, as ravens perch to sound their caw and cry, with a flutter of wings gone into night, betwixt the graves of ghostly sound in sight, as fog rises into the morning day, with a flutter of wings gone into night, birds of omen come to socialize and play. As fog rises into the morning day, when colorful leaves fall in autumn's reach, birds of omen come socialize and play, while others listen to the preacher preach. Where colorful leaves fall in autumn's reach, away from superstition's culture's know, betwixt the grave of ghostly sound and sight, upon the hollow where shadows now lie. The will-o'-wisp where fairies lie, under groves between the sky, while others hidden in plain sight, as they play with the amber light. Silly little creatures, such silly things, such busy bees with your work and grind. Do you pause and listen as nature sings, silly little creatures, such silly things? Was it myth or nature that gave you wings, yet here you are in chains that leave you blind? Silly little creatures, such silly things, such busy bees within your work and grind. Of the seasons, where do you rest? For one picks a favorite of the best, from equinox to solstice and in between. Where is the place your heart is seen? Echoes of a time the world forgot, of hidden things never sought, a timeless place beneath the sand as people travel across the land. We see the sights of the minds We see the sights of minds now broken, victims to lies that were but spoken, as they go about in a mindless lull, forever living in a world gray and dull. We climb the mountains and hills on high to see the beauty beyond the cloud and sky, a moment in time never again seen, of places they once had traveled and been. Desert's flowing sand, deceived by constant mirage, the dunes engulf all. We swam in the mighty seas below, watch as trees of the land would grow, yet to know all things must eventually fade, for in this life nothing is permanently made. I would like the laughter to end, for someone to actually send, instead of struggling all alone, guided to a path never being shown. I'd plans that flicker away from struggles gone through every day. Yet, though I know there's a reason to bless, would really like to get out of this mess. The dark of the night, stars shining down as mere minor lights, beauty of midnight. Weeping willow tree, where many souls are laid bare, whom shall your covering be? To you, lovers fair, who sit under my shadow, watching rivers as they flow. O lantern keeper, bringer of light, a guide through the dark, lead us not into the maws of jaguars, but into safe passages back home. The sick who hear the banshees cry will soon know relief. Falling rain and sun, entering a fox wedding among the forest. Will the kitsune come steal the welcome onlookers? What business have they, finding themselves lost within a bridge between worlds? If they desired a wedding, then let them a fox to wed. Is it but a trick of a kitsune's coy smile and sly intentions? But with romantic interest, how else to spirit away? Must they be taken to a place that's not their home? Are there other ways? Perhaps then to a temple where the kitsune do guard. Shall it be royals or hunters that walk the land for them to seduce? Those are no but tales given man, it matters not who wins their hand. Will they be made fools in lessons morals will teach? The errors of ways may be so in their nature, yet they too have their desire. The kitsune's mind, can we ever really know all that they may show? Can we know duality between yokai and divine? I'll say kitsune's duality. Kitsune's nature? Yeah. Across the sea and river bend, boats come to descend onto shore, where none had before entered land, where they would go and search some more. Of a place never been before, eerie things they swore could not be, of spirits gone free now to haunt, flying as they taunt in their glee. So the men now run, hide, and flee, when Ghost asks to see from afar about a bright star from the green. None had gone and been near or far. I'm gonna need to change that. This is what? Cambria. Cambria. Shabam. Upon the land of twilight sky, colors multiply in the air, through the midsummer thoroughfare, as the maidens fair dance on by. We shall not question or ask why. Creatures come on by for the dance, as they mingle in for a chance, when they go to prance and then fly, shining so bright like a firefly, with movements so sly, full of grace, as magic comes to fill the place, surrounding the space here on high. The air of the Fae as they sigh in fields of green by waters calm. For those who come they have no qualm when they sing their psalm to the sky. I settled by mountains fair where rivers flowed without care, in nature's serenity as I row across the land. Morning sun to midnight moon, balance sets my heart in tune. Peace as a zither plays, notes in elegant displays, in my home away from all, before celebrations call. So I shall pour the wine when esteemed guests come to dine. Amidst the sea and shallow shore of shining shells and things that bore, the locals that now live in place, meandering by the seas do chase. Thoughts that go and collide, home to places in which to confide, out where none would go or see, under the mind's revelry. Gone were the days that came to mind, haunting at the tip and kind, to which that should be a they. To which they seek to finally know, so to all they could go and show. He who laughs like a hyena finds much joy in life. He who sees no animals around to drink must go and find new waters. O great and mighty hunter, who has fended off lions and jackals both, and runs with a herd of elephants and gazelle, whose spear always strikes true in the hunt, let your village not go away hungry. Show to the children how true a man must be, with both your providence and tales you bring. The depth of the heart for what it bleeds, on the bitter or sweet things it feeds, that can turn from one friend to foe, for how it's fed it will then go. A Ronin samurai walking across the road's path, going town to town, would he ever find a place that he could call home? What was honor abandoned in the oaths he swore when his family would die while in his service to a corrupt shogunate? To die in their hands, a choice he would go and make, threw away his name when honor is dishonored, blind leading the blind, was not the path he would take, and a land he would forsake. Delicate flower, a lily among valleys, has such beauty ever been? Let not your heart sway, for poison is beautiful, warning all to stay away. Where will you go now across the valleys and fields? What journey awaits at the end? To where the sun meets the sky, to where whom I shall be wed, such shall be my journey's end. Echoes of ember and all that they bring, from ruined ashes that did once sing, and like the phoenix will rise again, for not all is done in vain. Wisdom is bought throughout the ages, experience cost written in pages. Looking back at the folly of youth, coming to a conclusion of truth. A chance of a lifetime forgotten by all, dug up from the ground hearing the call, thrown away from the country who will not play, until a poet across the world loves them each day. The stillness of clear waters reflecting the midnight moon, as the calm of the cool night brings about a soothing touch, a blissful time for poets to embrace the beautiful scene. You who heard when I went to cry, slowed down asking why beside me with your soothing tunes so carefree, all beside a tree now to die, upon the grass where I would lie, where would I ever try to go find towards a place of my own kind, caught between a bind from on high. Their methods kept now asking why, as they would apply for their goal, to pick me up like a foal, while making me whole, free to fly. He who goes to hunt gazelles alone risks the village laughing. What does your curiosity seek, held by answers unique, yearning to know and peek? He who trusts the sun without water will surely be made undone. Seek the treasures that lie inside, her heart to then confide, to embrace the wisdom heard, one must not be deterred. Upon the shore is a maiden fair, who danced without care in her joy. Towards the boys she acted coy, as they would enjoy, stop and stare. A graceful movement in the air, to all who would dare watch and see, wondering how it all could be, to dance oh so free anywhere. As if brought upon by a dare, he would ask her there for a dance, watching her with more than a glance, when he took his chance with a prayer. A moment of setback, where to begin, seeking the answers, looking within, when time is a vapor moving on by, as distractions come every time I try. The silence among the night, all to bed as one might, yet here they are all awake, waiting for the dreams to take. Slumber eventually comes to the tired, at least we continue to be wired, even as our bodies desire rest, enveloped into sheets, though to be thought to be best. Enveloped into sheets. Enveloped into sheets, thought to be best. Peace comes in when in our beds we nest. In our beds. Beds. All but a moment, with a yawn and a glance, to drop it all and take our chance, to finally relax our body and mind before continuing under time's bind. A man who is as blind as a rhino will often follow fools. He who hunts alone under the full moon is not a predator, but prey. Moving under the bright blue sky, no need to ask why as we go. The world has much to go and show all the things we know by and by. Good things come to those who go try, and all that we apply moves ahead. So let your worries go instead, let them not be fed so they'll die. There are many things low and high as we all go by on our own, with the knowledge we will have shown, oh, on how we have grown going by. That's incorrect. That should be a Gushi. Do you know where lands meet the sea, where the moon shines down on me, called to embrace the divine in their courts of peach tree wine? The boatman along the sea, where will his journey be? From one village to the last, to the future from the past. What echoes behind follow as the waves he may go, holding fast to the land and sky we know and never ask why. The flowing water, traveling across oceans, and tales to never see. The blooming flowers as their petals flow on down the streets where we walk, as we miss signs of beauty that quietly pass by. Do we embrace joy at the sound of a child's laugh with innocence that isn't lost? And will we not mourn at the sound of their crying at what they can't understand? The Tanuki play with mirthful joy every day as one longs to see and go on their own journey. With packed lunch and friends, no journey should be alone. Will it be a day or will it be many moons before coming home? Traveling in packs of three, singing merrily, with blessings in their mischief as they have their fun, hoping never to be caught in their disguises where the monks who can see no longer to be, for none now seek the hidden, they return with tales of three. For you who laughs without knowing a moment in time where you're going, As you let go of all worries and cares, I know for you a group of bears. The mist of the rising sea, where the legends sleep and be before the time of their return, as the world begins to burn. Gentle voice to the mighty, with grace of Aphrodite, to go stop them in their track and stop their sudden attack. Many have tried and died where the journey lied, now as ghosts who do not know who or where to show. Should I to a guest test my resolve and mettle, for all there is to settle? Let peace be the way, for not all does violence solve when a peaceful approach comes. That's I'm going to say it's a Gushi. Sometimes I get it confused with these things, so let your journey flow on by where the mountains meet the sky. Let this path not be the end, with the future letters to send. Peace as you close your eyes, gently say your goodbyes. Tomorrow is a new day for friends to meet and go play. And that is going to be it for volume 12. Join me again for volume 13 as we go through this journey throughout, the next 2,000 poems that I'm going through from 11 to 20 marks the 2000th poem journey. I'll see you next time.